Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Young and the Restless early edition spoilers. Claire gets Harrison kidnapped. Young and the Restless next week spoilers confirm Claire Grace is abducted along with Harrison Locke during the week of April 15 to 19, 2024 on Y&R. Check out the latest spoilers for the CBS soap opera. Next week on Y&R, Claire Grace, Haley Aaron, is at the Abbott mansion with Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller. She says it's late and she should get going. He stops her and asks her to please stay. Recently, Kyle seemed to take a liking to her. Plus, he liked the way she interacted with his son, Harrison Locke, Redding Munsell. She loves kids and is still childlike herself on Young and the Restless. So Harrison is extremely comfortable with her. However, Kyle's ex-wife, Summer Newman, Allison Lanier, does not trust Claire one bit. Claire almost killed a good portion of Summer's family, including her dad, Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, so she doesn't think she's stable or trustworthy. And next week on Young and the Restless, Summer's point is proven when Claire and Harrison disappear from the mansion. When Kyle realizes that Harrison and Claire are gone, he begins to panic. His dad, Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, and his mom, Diane Jenkins, Susan Walters, come home from the Newman Gala, and they want to know what's going on. Kyle declares that he's not playing games on Young and the Restless. Harrison is missing and Claire took him. He's furious with himself for trusting Claire with Harrison, especially when Summer is so suspicious of her. Meanwhile, Summer is also frantic and rushes over to her aunt Victoria Newman's, Amelia Heinel, house hoping to find her son. Summer shows up at Vicky's wanting to know if Claire is there with Harrison. Of course, Victoria is confused and wonders why she thinks Claire would do that. She tells her that Claire took off with Harrison and that they're both missing. No doubt, Summer thinks Claire kidnapped Harrison. However, it is certain that it's psycho Jordan Howard, Colleen Zank, who grabbed both of them. No doubt, this is part of her ultimate plan to get revenge on the Newmans. And next week on Young and the Restless, the Newmans will be frantically searching for all of them. Y&R will keep you on the edge of your seat. Tune in to see what comes next for Claire Grace and little Harrison while they're being held captive by a madwoman on the CBS daytime drama. Get all the latest Young and the Restless spoilers and updates daily from Soap Dirt. The sun rose in a blaze of amber hues, casting its golden fingers across the tranquil suburbia of Genoa City. As the first light kissed the dewy grass, a sense of anticipation lingered in the air, whispering secrets of the day to come. But within the walls of one affluent mansion, a storm brewed, unseen and unspoken. Claire Montgomery, the epitome of grace and elegance, paced the marble floors of her opulent abode. Her emerald eyes, usually alight with warmth, now smoldered with a mixture of fear and determination. Harrison, her precious son, was missing, taken in the dead of the night by unknown hands. The previous evening had begun like any other, with laughter echoing through the halls and the aroma of a sumptuous dinner tantalizing the senses. But as the night wore on, a sinister presence slithered into their midst, shattering the tranquility with its malicious intent. Now, with the dawn painting the world anew, Claire found herself at a crossroads. She could succumb to despair, allow the tendrils of anguish to consume her, or she could fight. And fight she would with every fiber of her being, to reclaim what was rightfully hers. Determined to unravel the mystery of Harrison's disappearance, Claire embarked on a journey fraught with danger and deceit. Every corner of Genoa City held a clue, every whispered conversation a potential lead. But as she delved deeper into the labyrinth of lies, Claire realized that the truth was a double-edged sword, cutting through illusions to reveal the darkness lurking beneath. Her quest led her to the doorstep of a rival family, their animosity a festering wound that threatened to spill over into violence. But amidst the chaos, Claire found an unexpected ally in the form of an old acquaintance, a man whose past was as checkered as her own. Together they unraveled the tangled web of conspiracy, tracing the threads back to a shadowy figure lurking in the shadows. With each revelation, Claire's resolve hardened, steeling her against the onslaught of doubt and despair. She would not rest until Harrison was safe in her arms once more. But as the pieces of the puzzle fell into place, Claire's world tilted on its axis, revealing a truth more devastating than she could have imagined. The hand behind Harrison's abduction was none other than her own flesh and blood, a betrayal that cut deeper than any blade. Caught in a whirlwind of emotions, Claire grappled with the realization that her own sister, consumed by jealousy and resentment, had orchestrated the kidnapping in a twisted bid for revenge. The revelation shattered her illusions, leaving her adrift in a sea of turmoil. Yet even as despair threatened to consume her, Claire refused to surrender to the darkness. With unwavering determination, she confronted her sister, facing the demons that lurked within both of them. In a moment of catharsis, the walls between them crumbled, paving the way for forgiveness and redemption. In the end, Claire emerged from the crucible of adversity, her spirit tempered by fire. Though scars marred her heart, they served as a reminder of the strength that lay within her. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting its final farewell upon the world, Claire embraced the future with open arms, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. For in the heart of darkness, she'd have found the light of redemption, a beacon to guide her through the storm. And though the road ahead may be fraught with peril, Claire Montgomery would not falter, for she was a survivor, a warrior, a mother. And nothing would stand in her way. Young and Restless Mystery Disappearance Solved Plus, spoilers return for the looming lawsuit showdown. Young and Restless focused heavily on Ashley's alters and Victor and Nikki's 40th anniversary this week, with the biggest drama yet to come. Here's a look at what happened and what's coming up. I love the idea of Audra and Sally becoming friends, but less keen on Audra getting sucked in by Tucker again. I wanted her to see through him. Deep down, she probably does, and that's why she won't go so far as to marry him. The man is clearly still head over heels in love with Ashley. The desperate need to marry Audra and move on is all part of his effort to deny the truth to himself. Why? He got hurt by what he perceived as Ashley's rejection. He was made to feel vulnerable. He can't allow it to happen again. I'm glad Audra has a friend because she's going to need one. She's going to be crushed when Tucker reunites with the love of his life. Going into this, we already knew Eileen Davidson could slay a multiple personality storyline, and she did not disappoint. Although the story itself was straightforward in terms of this particular soap trope, watching Davidson embody the different alters and transition between them was extremely entertaining. I got the biggest kick out of watching the dominant alter talk to the likes of Audra and Diane. Her delivery was spot on. "You faked your own death, bitch," she sneered as the Abbotts proper looked on in alarm. So good. I also had to laugh at Billy stepping up to help facilitate the diagnosis. Only on a soap would your brother have already had dead and be able to recognize the symptoms. No one batted an eye when he revealed this either. Hysterical. Also comical. Diane and Jack being part of this emotionally exhausting and frankly terrifying intervention, and then suiting up to head off for a night of celebrating. Again, only on a soap. Of course, once Ashley's sleeping pill wears off, there will be hard work to be done. Given that Sharon's the only therapist in town and a little tied up as CEO of Cassidy First Technology, chances are Ashley will be off to Fairview to recover. Get the deets on who might join her here. As Daniel and Heather prepare to square off against Lily, we, and many fans, can't help but wonder if Michelle Morgan will return to reprise her role of Amanda Sinclair. Why? She'd be Lily's logical choice as a lawyer unless she's going to hire Christine, and she's off on tour with Danny. We can't imagine Michael taking a case against Phyllis' son, not if he values his head, and Amanda has been Lily's go-to attorney in the past. That said, the last time we saw Amanda she was there to bring order to the joint on Jill's behalf, and where Jill stands on all of this drama remains to be seen. In the end, it may not even matter. Find out why Lily could find herself fired here. Nikki and Victor's anniversary celebration was drama-free save for the daggers. Summer was shooting at Claire with her eyes. It's worth mentioning that this is a legitimate response to a person who did what Claire did, and more people should have had trepidation about trusting her. It would have been a lot more realistic. Anyway, the speeches were wonderful, and it was nice to see everyone behaving graciously when Adam spoke. Nikki only looked like she smelled something slightly odoriferous. It truly was a heartwarming gathering for the family and friends, and only a tad amusing that Jack and Diane would be there. The romance of it all was spot on as well, from the ruby red ring to the slow dance cutting to flashbacks from their first wedding. See all the photos from the party here. When we left off at Nikki and Victor's anniversary party in Friday's episode, Claire was seen running after Kyle and Harrison because the little guy had forgotten his lucky bunny. Jordan, still disguised as a man, was lurking outside. Hysterically, security is supposed to be extra vigilant, but they haven't questioned the weird little man watching everyone all night by the entrance. Anyway, the preview tells us Claire will catch up with them at the Abbott mansion, where Kyle will ask her to stay. We know from our handy-dandy spoiler pics that Claire will at some point end up reading Harrison a bedtime story upstairs in his room. The preview then scares the bejeebus out of us by revealing that both Claire and Harrison go missing. Kyle seems to think he shouldn't have trusted Claire with him and that she's responsible, but we know there's more to the story. If you scroll to the end of this photo gallery, you can see for yourself. Yep, case closed. The only mystery that will remain is whether or not Claire was a victim or an accomplice. The opinions expressed are my own. Please feel free to share your thoughts on Young and Restless in the comments.